T-Slick went on a mission with Lil Jeff and ended up catching two bodies, Monty and Lil Rob. But instead of keeping it quiet, Lil Jeff recorded himself driving away from the scene with T-Slick in the striker, putting both of them in the spotlight. Now T-Slick is sitting in jail facing serious charges, struggling, and left behind by his own set, while Q50, Vert, and J Boogie flash money online. The same homie who slid for them is begging for a lawyer, forgotten behind bars, and the story just keeps getting worse for T-Slick. T-Slick locked up in Cook County Prison. T-Slick is sitting in Cook County Jail, fighting serious charges with nobody picking up the phone. The same people he risked it all for are flashing money online while he's stuck in a cell. For anyone who knows about Cook County, you know it's one of the most ruthless jails. The tension in there is constant, with politics that run deeper than most people can imagine. Cook County Jail isn't just another county lockup. It's 96 acres of overcrowded cells, old infrastructure, and one of the roughest inmate environments in the country. With over 9,000 people inside on any given day, it's often the most packed jail in America. It's where high-profile inmates like Rondo Number 9, D Rose, Lil J, Muwop, and loads more, violent offenders, and people who are waiting on trial all get thrown into the same system, sometimes for months, even years. T-Slick now finds himself caught in the middle of that chaos. The jail's history goes all the way back to 1871, right after the Great Chicago Fire, and parts of it are still stuck in that era. Some divisions inside were built almost 100 years ago and haven't aged well. Reports have exposed a long list of inhumane conditions: overcrowding, inmates sleeping on floors, rats biting people in their sleep, strip searches with no privacy, and long delays for basic medical care. There's even been cases of inmates waiting days or weeks to be released after posting bond. The intake process alone can take hours. Fingerprinting, medical checks, mental health screenings, and strip searches. Then you're thrown into a tier based on your age, charge, or mental state. Divisions like 9 and 12 hold hundreds of inmates, and some pods only let you out of your cell 1 hour a day. If you need mental health care, you're stuck in a facility that's now considered the largest mental health provider in the country, not by design, but because the system failed to build proper hospitals. For someone like T-Slick, dealing with betrayal, legal pressure, and no outside support, the weight of these conditions hits harder. On top of that, tensions in Cook County are high. It's filled with BDs, GDs, and every other set from the city. On the streets, younger sets might be going at it heavy, but inside it's different. A lot of times, older heads inside the county force the younger guys to squash the beef just to keep the unit from going on lockdown. That could be happening in T-Slick's case. The Bloodhound name still rings bells, and being affiliated like that can either get you some protection or make you a target. He's already been moved around multiple times. That's either for safety or politics, maybe both. Being a known name comes with weight. Some see you as a trophy, others as a threat. That type of spotlight brings risk, especially if you don't have people checking in or putting money on your books. For Slick, it's been a cold reality check. He went in thinking he was solid, but now he's facing it all alone. Even when gangs squash beefs inside, there's still tension that lingers. People don't forget who slid on who, and it only takes one argument for things to go left. Slick's name rings bells, and not always in a good way. With no lawyer, no commissary, and no outside support, Cook County is becoming less of a holding spot and more of a trap. And this is just the start. Later in this video, we'll get into the situation where T-Slick was reportedly attacked in jail, something that shows how real the pressure is when you ain't got your team behind you, or your strap. I've been doing some research on why he was locked up, and you won't believe this. T-Slick and the hit on Monty and Lil Rob. Monty and Lil Rob had reportedly been beefing with Bloodhound members for weeks. They allegedly stole 2 watches from Lil Jeff and taunted him on social media, flashing what they claimed was his jewelry and calling him out. That's pressure that needs to be answered. That moment set off a chain of events that would change everything. On January 26, 2024, the retaliation was set. T-Slick and Lil Jeff were allegedly the ones who put it into motion. Surveillance footage shows the 2 teens walking near Washington Wabash Station around 12:30 p.m. when a dark blue Infiniti pulled up. 3 masked individuals stepped out. Witnesses say they didn't hesitate. In just a few seconds, shots rang out. The two victims hit the ground while bystanders scrambled. Monty was struck in the hip and chest. Lil Rob was hit in the upper body. Paramedics arrived and rushed them to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, but it was too late. Both lost their lives not long after arrival. As chaos unfolded downtown, T-Slick and his crew were already on the move. The Infiniti was picked up by license plate readers as it left the scene, tracked through Stevenson Expressway, and eventually heading back to the hood. Lil Jeff snitches on T-Slick. Within an hour of the shooting, Lil Jeff posted a video from inside the vehicle. He was with T-Slick, both masked up, rapping along to a track that described a scene nearly identical to what had just taken place. That video went viral fast, and it didn't just catch fans' attention, it caught law enforcement's too. Phone data, surveillance footage, and the Instagram video created a trail that tied the three individuals together at the exact time and place of the shooting. Police confirmed the Infiniti was stolen. Things got even worse when GPS data showed both of their phones moving in sync before, during, and after the incident. Then prosecutors revealed another layer. Lil Scoom, the third person involved, was allegedly a classmate of Monty and Lil Rob. Footage from the school captured him changing clothes and leaving campus 90 minutes before the hit. He then boarded a CTA train to Roosevelt, walked to a parking garage, and entered the Infiniti. That's when the group linked up. During his court appearance, prosecutors confirmed the victims, Monty and Lil Rob, had a known dispute with the suspects. The watches may have been the spark, but the fuel had been stacking. The retaliation was premeditated and organized. What made it worse for T-Slick is the digital trail Lil Jeff made. As more details about the original case came out, prosecutors confirmed there may have been more than 3 people involved. Police reports said 4 individuals got into the car while 2 others ran on foot. That raised questions about whether more people should face charges. T-Slick was later arrested on January 29, 2025, just over a year after the incident. He was charged with multiple felonies, including 2 counts of first-degree charges, 1 count of attempted first-degree, and weapons-related offenses. Lil Jeff couldn't keep quiet, and his track, Ah, was the clearest example of that. Not only was it one of his most disrespectful songs, but it also sounded like a detailed play-by-play of the Monty and Lil Rob double drill. He rapped, "Them niggas did what they did and had to pay the consequence." That bar alone had people connecting it to the hit. Then it gets even more direct when he rapped, "When I speak, it's only facts." He was screaming, "Ah," when he got hit. The hook basically turned a murder scene into a viral soundbite. That kind of disrespect wasn't just for fans, it was aimed directly at the ops. But the real giveaway comes when Jeff says, "Real tough up on the net, now he on the floor looking like a bitch. Just walked in lids for 2 hats. Really stepping on blood. Niggas know how it get." That bar had everybody talking. The first line sounds like a reference to Monty or Rob acting bold online before getting caught lacking. The second line, "walked in lids for 2 hats," is coded language. 2 hats could be a metaphor for 2 bodies, and stepping on blood. Jeff knew exactly what he was saying, and so did the streets. What makes this situation especially unfair for T-Slick is that he wasn't the one rapping, but he's the one paying the price. Lil Jeff turned real street drama into a song, and even though Jeff never named names, the details lined up too closely with the Monty and Lil Rob case. Tensions in Cook County with Risky Road. T-Slick was reportedly jumped by members from Risky Road while being held in Cook County Jail. According to sources like Trench News, the altercation happened after the Monty and Lil Rob situation. Risky Road has ties to Monty, so the tension carried over behind bars. The details say it wasn't a setup or full-blown fight, but he did get hit a few times. COs stepped in quickly and broke it up. After the incident, Slick was moved to another division, likely for safety reasons, whether it was requested or done by staff. He didn't file any reports or press charges. T-Slick was sliding for the set, but the Bloodhounds have reportedly started ghosting him. T-Slick has stated he needs a lawyer and financial help, but nobody from his team is answering the phone or sending money. The beef between Risky Road and the Bloodhounds. The tension between the Bloodhounds and Risky Road had been building behind the scenes, but it all exploded during a video shoot in Chicago. What was supposed to be just another vlog session turned into a full-blown shootout. Brandon in Buckingham, known for filming raw street content, pulled up to a Bloodhound-linked video shoot. On site were Bloodhound members Q50, Rel Vert, and T-Slick, and even Skrilla from Philly pulled up. Everything was moving smoothly until Risky Road made their presence known. 6 shooters from Risky Road reportedly pulled up and waited. As the group wrapped up the shoot and began to leave, shots rang out. Over 60 rounds were let off in a surprise attack. Skrilla was shot. Buckingham's cameraman took a bullet to the neck, and chaos broke out.
They just shot. A lot of shots. I didn't get hit. I don't think so. I'm okay. I'm behind a dumpster. Across the street. Holy shit. Holy fuck.
But someone fired back, and that return fire hit his target. Risky Road member CEO Hawcom was gunned down in an immediate retaliation. This shootout showed just how serious the conflict between Bloodhounds and Risky Road really is. Both sides had active members at the scene. Both took losses. And after that day, the Bloodhounds and Risky Road beef was even more personal, which is the reason why T-Slick was targeted by Risky Road in Cook County, the betrayal of the Bloodhounds. While T-Slick is locked up facing serious charges, Bloodhound members like Q50, Vert, and J Boogie continue to stay active online, posting pictures with cash and maintaining their image. All 3 are currently living in Atlanta, focusing on music and their careers. Q50 was recently signed by G Herbo, while J Boogie and Vert are both signed under Lil Bibby. These are the same people who once claimed they had Slick's back. Now, they've gone completely silent. T-Slick committed the drill with them in mind. It was gang business, but since getting locked up, he's been left to face the consequences on his own. There's been no public support, no posts, and no help with his legal situation. Despite everything he did for the crew, he's been ghosted by his own people. The one thing Lil Jeff said that could save T-Slick. Lil Jeff had already built a reputation for self-snitching. In a rare moment during an interview, he casually said, "If anything happens to me, you can snitch on me." It wasn't just bravado, it sounded like he was letting it all fall on him. Now that he's gone, that one statement hits different. It's almost like he gave everyone around him a pass. Like if anything ever came back, they could say it was him.
Popular question I ask a lot of hoods and all that. I like to get everybody's opinion on it.
All right.
Now, T.I. basically went to jail with his cousin. They both had pistols.
All right.
And during the trial, his cousin died, and his lawyer told him, if you say the pistol was your cousin's, you can get out today. And
so
he
he
did.
snitched on the dead to get out.
Do y'all feel like telling on the dead is still snitching?
If that was me and him, he got the right to throw me under the dirt.
But I ain't gonna lie, but look though, let me tell you, I'm the
right
type of
to throw
nigga
me under
though.
the
You
dirt.
see, I just said that on my dick. I want that. I feel like doing that.
Somebody
That's dead. It's like, yeah, I'm like,
What you gonna do about that?
it's like, you know.
The truth is, T-Slick has a real card he could play if he wanted to. Blame it all on Lil Jeff. Jeff already said he did it. He posted about it. He made music about it. He's on Instagram Live showing the getaway vehicle and rapping about mass drills with the exact details that match the Monty and Lil Rob incident. And now, with Jeff gone, he can't defend himself or deny it. Legally, that opens a door for Slick. He could go into court and say Jeff was the mastermind, that he just rode along, that he didn't pull the trigger, or didn't even know what Jeff was planning. It's not a stretch, and with the amount of self-incriminating content Jeff left behind, it wouldn't be hard to sell that story. Slick could use Jeff's own words to build a defense, and the streets couldn't say much. Jeff's not here anymore. The only question is whether Slick is willing to take that route, knowing what it would mean for his name and reputation. The drill on Trap City. On June 8th, 2024, a drill was launched in the heart of Trap City. Bloodhound members T-Slick, Lil Jeff, and Q50 pulled up on South Road Avenue in a black SUV after spotting a rival known as Trap City Glenn, wearing bright yellow shorts outside a residential building. Lil Jeff moved first. He swung open the car door and immediately started letting off rounds in Glenn's direction. Glenn ducked behind a car and ran toward the porch of a nearby house. Jeff chased him all the way in, still firing. But inside that porch was Trap City Rob. The second Jeff stepped through the entrance, Rob responded. Word on the street is that Rob emptied his entire mag, and Jeff dropped right at the doorway. At that moment, T-Slick and Q50 were still near the SUV, firing toward the area where Glenn had first taken cover. But once they realized Jeff wasn't returning, and shots were still flying from the porch, they made a run for it and drove off down the block. A few seconds later, they hit the brakes. They realized they had just left their homie on the ops side, something you just don't do. T-Slick and Q50 Q50 flipped the vehicle around, came back under pressure, and dragged Lil Jeff off the porch. They loaded him into the SUV and sped off to the nearest hospital. But by the time they got there, it was already too late. He didn't make it. That moment marked a major turning point for everyone involved. Tributes to Jeff hit social media almost immediately. Close affiliates like Lil Scoom 89 and AMF Visuals posted emotional messages. But on Reddit and Chirology, all eyes turned to Trap City Rob. Memes started flooding timelines calling Rob the defensive player of the year. Users pulled up old photos showing Rob standing alongside Vert, proof that he used to be tapped in with Bloodhound affiliates before things fell apart. Rob was arrested shortly after. Surveillance showed him entering and exiting the apartment armed. As a convicted felon, that alone was enough to get him picked up. When police tried to bring him in, he resisted and had to be taken in using control holds. Even though he was hit with a serious charge, it didn't stick. There wasn't enough evidence to confirm he was the one who pulled the trigger, but the firearm possession stuck, and that alone means time. For T-Slick, the weight of what happened is heavy. He was on the drill from the start. He saw how fast things flipped, and even though he ran at first, he circled back when it mattered, dragging his closest homie off the op block, trying to save what was already gone. What's worse is that clear CCTV footage from multiple angles shows T-Slick and Q50 without masks, picking up Jeff's body and carrying it to the SUV right after the shots were fired. That footage alone could be used to connect T-Slick to the drill, especially as prosecutors build their case against him, if authorities decide to pursue additional charges or stack this. Even though T-Slick was never arrested for this drill, the situation could still come back to haunt him. Surveillance footage clearly shows him and Q50 with no masks on, picking up Lil Jeff's body directly after the shots were fired. That alone places him on the scene in the middle of active gunfire. Given that he's already facing a serious double M case, prosecutors could potentially use this footage to paint a larger picture of his involvement in organized drills. Even if he wasn't the one who fired, being caught on camera assisting in the immediate aftermath of the drill makes it harder to separate him from the incident and could put him at risk for additional charges or being tied into a larger case if the feds decide to move in. Click one of the boxes on the right or the left to watch a video similar to this one.